Good day, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. 2020 is right around the corner. You ready? Not only are we going into a new year, but we are also going into a new decade. So I felt like today and today's talk in general will be good to kind of set us up for where we're going and also do some self-inventory. You know how big I am on self-inventory. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. So we're going to do some self-inventory that's hopefully going to help you look at yourself. Assess, how well you've been doing for yourself, how well you've been achieving things or not so much. And then what are some of the things that can put you on course for making not only 2020 amazing, but the whole decade amazing. What? Welcome to the conversation, everybody. This is Morning Talks with Ro. You got your morning drink on deck? How's everybody doing? Before we jump into the conversation and take this thing to the next level, how's everybody feeling? Talk to me. If you want to, you can talk to me in emojis. Tell me what's up in your world. Hey, everybody, welcome to the conversation. How you be? What up? Good afternoon, Thaddeus. Thank you. Hey, Sana. What up? How are you? Welcome to the conversation. Shamika, you ready? The new year is right around the corner. 2020 is right around the corner, everybody. So not only are we leaving behind another year, but we are leaving behind another decade. How did you fare over the last 10 years? I got some good questions for us today. I ran across some good questions and I was like, oh, this is good for us all to do. I'm huge on self-inventory. Looking back at your life, looking back at your choices, seeing if you're on course for what you say you would like to experience for yourself, or if you're totally off course, and then how do you get on course if you're off? Hey, everybody. Hey, Jorday. So let's just jump right in, right? If you feel like this could be beneficial to anybody that's in your circle, go ahead and share the video right now. Let's help each other prepare for the year that's ahead and the decade that's ahead. And let's look at our lives in a more microscopic way to see, what have I been doing? How have I been feeling? What have I been thinking? What belief patterns are running my life? Right. 2020 vision, baby. Yes. So if you think that this conversation could be beneficial for people, especially for those of us who maybe aren't feeling as excited about going into the new year, who maybe don't feel like they've accomplished as much as they would have liked to have accomplished in their lives, to people who don't know how to get on track, right? People who are like, I don't know what a track is. Okay, share the video so that we can have a real conversation, right? Let's get it. Let me see what y'all is saying before I keep on running off at the mouth. Okay, I think I'm catching everybody. Okay, so if you have a pen and paper or any type of, thing that you like to write with, whether it's your smart device, iPad, whatever, go ahead and write these questions down, because I know we're not going to be able to cover it in depth in this conversation, but you can at least come back to it and really take some time out with yourself to answer these questions and give you a bird's eye view of you, right? And then in this conversation, if you want to, be as transparent as you like. This is the Morning Talks with Ro family. We have wonderful conversations. Everybody's input is welcome. I find that we learn just as much from whatever I'm sharing as we can from anybody else. So don't be afraid to jump in here, speak candidly, and then I'll do whatever I can to help you with taking the next best step for yourself and just kind of stretching your perspective about what's possible for yourself as we move into the new year and the new decade. Hey, Miss Julia, love you. Welcome to the conversation. For those of you who have just joined, this is Morning Talks with Ro. We are about to chop it up about how to go into 2020 with guns blazing, so to speak. Watch that language now, huh? And then how to not only take advantage of the new year, but the next decade. But let's first take a look back, right? Let me turn this air down. It's kind of hot up in this joint. Let's first take a look back at who we've been, what you've been doing, how you've been thinking, how you've been feeling. So if you want to start writing the answer to this question down right now. Does everybody have their pen and paper? Good morning, Soror. Good morning. Everybody have a pen and paper or some type of writing device so that you can kind of start jotting down your thoughts, because when we're in the moment, you know, what's a better time than now? And sometimes we don't remember to come back to stuff and do what we're getting ready to do. But I highly recommend that you prioritize yourself in today, and moving forward. Prioritize you, okay? Okay, so here's the first question. When you look back over the past year, 2019, what highlights stick out? So whether they're good highlights or bad highlights, anything that was life-changing, write that stuff down right now. Or think about it, but really write it down, because I find that when you write stuff down, not only does it make it plain, but it makes it clear. It brings things into to real life for you to deal with. Sometimes when we just think about stuff, those thoughts can be fleeting. They leave us, right? There's so many distractions, so many things trying to get our attention. You'll forget about prioritizing yourself. Write it down. Write it down. You're worth it. So over the last year, 2019, what highlights stick out to you that have happened in your life? Whether they're good, they're bad, indifferent, whether they were life-changing. Did something happen that was significant that impacted how you operate in life? Did something happen that got rid of some relationships in your life? What happened over 2019 that was a highlight for you? Write that down. And then I want you to think about, what overarching beliefs have you been keeping with you? You know, like, what belief patterns do you allow to dictate how you see life? What way do you think or believe that impacts how you operate in life? Did any of that change? Has it remained the same? And then answer this question: is it working for you? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. Hopefully you got your morning drink on deck. Did anything significant happen? Have your thoughts, what beliefs have you been carrying around with you? And how do they impact how you see life, how you deal with people, how you deal with situations? And do those beliefs serve you now? Are they helping you to achieve the life you'd like to live, or are they working against you? Write it down. Shanika says, I really had to learn to not care what others think about me so much this year. Good for you, man. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person that has to look in the mirror at you is you. The only person that's taken, a lot of the times people say things and they forgot they even said it about you. And we be holding on to stuff. I just put up a post that was one of my very first highlight of 2019, which was me finishing the 90 days to your breakthrough. And the very first thing that I highlighted was one of the breakthroughs was forget. Because maybe we can't change what somebody has said to us. Maybe we can't even change what happened. But the sooner that we can forget that it happened, the sooner we can make new choices that move us in the direction that we'd like to go. We get to choose how significant we're going to allow something or someone to be or not. So the sooner you can forget, the better it serves you, because you get to make new choices and move forward. A lot of the times people be saying stuff, they don't even remember they said it to you, but we've let it break us down, and kick us out the game. For what? See, Coach, you're making me use my tools. Bless up. That's what you're supposed to do. That's a PPU alumni. And for those of you who are interested, the next round of transformation at my online coaching school, Personal Power University, it will be starting on January 14th. So if you are looking for someone to help you with taking the next best steps, to walk with you, to give you help you with accountability, to give you some success tools that you can take and use with you for the rest of your life, because the best project you can ever work on is yourself. Right? The better value you become, the more valuable you become, the more values that you pick up, the more valuable you become to the marketplace. Whether it's to get a job, whether it's to have a relationship, a successful relationship. Right? The better version of yourself that you become, the more valuable you become to the marketplace. And that could be in any way. You become more valuable to your employers. You become more valuable to your environment. People want to be around you more. They want your energy around, probably. If you've got tools and skills that you've picked up, people want to take advantage of that. You get paid more. You get raises. right? You have better quality relationships because you're a better quality you. I feel hyped up right now. Woo! Okay, so the next round of transformation starts on January 14th. If you're looking to deal with some emotional trauma, that is something that I specialize in. We can create space for the healing of that. Let's start the process, because that could be another thing that's holding you back. Maybe it's some beliefs that you have surrounding that. Maybe it's some pain that you have surrounding that that's been kind of stopping you. So if you think you're interested in becoming a student and walking together for 12 weeks, and then of course we stay connected because it's the PPU family. We have annual retreats where we have a blast. The next one's going to be in California, 2020 vision. We have costume parties. It's really cool, man. So you always have something to look forward to. We have an award ceremony where you get to have a goal to set every year to take your living to the next level. So it doesn't just stop after those 12 weeks. If you're interested, write yes in the comments, and then I will direct message you, and we'll see if we're a good fit. I can only take on so many people at a time anyway, because as you know, my life is pretty busy. I do a lot of traveling, and I'm very hands-on. And I'm committed to giving you or helping you to get your breakthrough as much as I possibly can. Whatever blind spots you might have, I'm committed to helping you find them, and then let's remedy it. Let's find a stretched perspective. Let's find what tools you can use, life tools you can use to get you out of that situation and into a better one. Yes. Okay. So if you just joined the conversation, we are doing some self-inventory. We're reflecting right now. We're looking back at the year 2019, and we're asking ourselves, what were the highlights there, right? What good, bad, or indifferent? Was anything life-changing? Did anything impact how you see the world now? Have you carried over beliefs and habits that are working for you or against you in achieving the things that you want in life? Write those things down, and then we're going to move into the decade. Over the last decade. Okay? Okay, so let's jump in. Over the last decade, from 2010 to 2020, what highlights stick out? Who have you become since 2010 to 2020? Write it down. You know, like what were some of the great things that happened to you in life? What were some of the great things that you've accomplished? What were some of the great things that you've encountered and experienced? And then what were some of the not so great stuff? What were some of the things that weren't good to you? What do you feel changed your life? What impacted you in a negative way? Have you changed for the better? Or have you changed for the worse? Have you picked up some beliefs that serve you, that make you feel good about life, that empower you? Or have you picked up some beliefs that take away your power, that disempower you, that make you feel more cynical about life, more negative about life, more hopeless about life? What is from 2010 to 2020? Who have you become? Write that down. Let me see what you guys are saying. Wow, everybody's writing. Okay. Hey there. Hey, Brad. Good to see you too, honey. Get it and give it. What's up, Shannon? All right. Hey, so excited. Can I enroll once I feel like I want to compare? You absolutely can come back to PPU and with your growth and your change and just whatever, your evolution. Because sometimes when we move through life, we don't necessarily grow. We might evolve, but what kind of growth are you really getting? Listen, coach, and emotional trauma snatched me up and got me all the way together. Bless up, baby. Dedicate yourself to it. Shanika says, me and my cousin are in a better place because I've decided to forgive. Good for you, Shanika. Good for you. Hey, Ashley. Is Linnell in here? What up, Linnell? All these PPU alumni. I am in a great place in my life right now, looking forward to what God's plan, yes, path is for me. Good, honey. Good, good, good. PPU is my biggest highlight in my life. Oh, bless up. I have grown so much since then. I know, Shirley, I've watched you grow. I've watched you take bold steps. You continue to leap. Shirley is in Holland, you guys. And so PPU is global, baby. It doesn't matter. That's the beautiful thing about the information age. Because my course is online, I can touch people across the globe. And it doesn't even feel like you're that far away, Shirley. It doesn't even feel like she's so involved. She's one of the most incredible support systems that we have in PPU. We have an exclusive online community, and we come together, like I said, in person every year and hug each other's neck. And Shirley has been to the last 2 retreats, and it's just warmed my heart. And I just love that you're a part of our family. I love it. 2013 sticks out. That was when I got my liver transplant. Yes, honey, that was significant for you. And you've still been dealing with that and making decisions around that. Wow, you just made me think about, wow, Shanika, you just made me think about what my 2011 was for me, man. Wow. And how much has changed since 2011 for me. And this is within the decade. How powerful is it to pause and look at your life? Like, I am in a very different place than I was in 2011. Amazing. All right. Miss Julia says, what really hit home with me this year is family relationships. I am learning in order to have healthy family relationship, I have to turn them over to God. Wow. Bless up. Because sometimes we got our hands so tightly gripped on the steering wheel, God can't take over and tell us where to go or just redirect, right? Sometimes we do have to relinquish power. We do have to be in a state of allowance. We do have to take our judgment off of people too, so that they can show up differently for us. This is one of the suggestions I'm going to get to later on about how to take advantage of going into the new year and the new decade, you know? And so I won't get ahead of myself. But yes, right now we're doing our reflection. But what you're talking about is very powerful. We got to learn how to let go of some things and learn to see things from a fresh perspective. We'll get there. Okay. Traveling more for me. I love it. Good for you. Brad says 2019 was all right, but 2020, I plan on that being my growth and transformation. You're good, honey. And I'm so glad that you got so many of those PPU principles in you. You can go take that and work that for the rest of your life. Yeah, Shirley's dopeness. 2011, wow, well, glad you're better now. Oh, yeah. 2011 has me sitting and talking to you guys right now. 2011, because my back was against the wall, I did the best I could with myself in that moment. I was so stressed, so scared, so clueless about what my life was going to look like. But I knew that if I went hard in the paint, it wasn't going to be like this always. I knew that if I did my part, something had to shift. And it did. Okay. All right. Welcome to the conversation, everybody. You're listening to Morning Talks with Ro. So now that we have talked about our reflection of the past year and the past decade, let me see what Everett's saying. It looks like we got something chronicling the past. 2012, the year that I lost my daughter, has made me more aware of what others may be going through and has made me more supportive of the things that some may not be able to deal with on their own. Yes, loss can do that. That's the beautiful thing. You know, I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a positive, quick. That's the beautiful thing about loss to me. Not just loss of our loved ones, because I lost my dad in 2014. That's something that was significant that happened to me in the last decade. But loss of work, loss of even sometimes health, you know, especially when you're able to turn it around. But it makes you appreciate things a lot more differently. It makes you not take a lot of stuff for granted. That was another thing that was significant that happened with me. Having to have that melanoma cancerous mole removed in 2014. Very, very pivotal year for me. And I remember how all of my attention went from going after my goals to making sure that my health was okay. And that I was going to come out of that surgery and them telling me, you don't have any cancer in your tissue. So I ate the best I could. I worked on my mindset every single day. I was relentless about that. I paused from a lot of things. In 2010, 2011, the year I was telling you guys about, because I lost, I turned my life around. So loss is not necessarily the worst thing that can happen to you. Sometimes loss is the thing that can propel you into your next greatest version. Sometimes loss, like Everett was saying, when we lose our loved ones, it makes us more sensitive, compassionate individual. It makes us less selfish. It makes us more sensitive to people and things in life. It takes a lot of, it can just change you on a fundamental level, on a deep-seated base, authentic level. Loss in many areas of life can change you. Career, loved ones, you know. And if you take it and you take advantage of it and you don't let it defeat you, but you say, hey, wait a minute, what could this be telling me? Or what could this be showing me about myself? Or what could this be urging me to do different in life? Then loss can become your ally, your friend. Loss can become your motivation. Loss can become your inspiration if we let it. Powerful. Okay, let's plan for the future. What would you like to accomplish? Now, you know they say if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We got to plan, you guys. A plan is so powerful and pivotal for people. A lot of times we say we want something, but if you don't plan to get there, you probably won't get there because you don't have things in place. You don't have disciplines in place. You don't have the habits in place to do what it takes until you see the results that you set out to get. So plan, plan, plan. Think about what it is you desire. What do you want life to look like? So let's answer that. Pull out your pen and paper again, or whatever writing device you have, and let's just pause for a second and write down, what do you want to accomplish in 2020? What would you like to see happen in your life? And I want you to give yourself the opportunity to think beyond your current limitations. Do not see your environment as a block or limit. Don't even act like it exists. Remove the censor, that negative naysayer, that negative chatterbox that's in your mind that wants to judge the fact that you don't know how you're going to get there, or you don't have the resources in your life yet to get there, or you don't know the people that's going. Abandon all of that and give yourself the freedom to just desire what you want. If you could have what you want, what would that look like? If you could have life show up the way you wanted it to, what does that look like in 2020? Write it down. Losing someone special will let you know how serious life is. Yeah. Yes. And you learn who you are as a result of loss. Come on, speak, y'all. Welcome to the conversation. If you just joined, this is Morning Talks with Bro. You got your morning drink on deck? We are talking about reflecting over our last year and last decade, and then how to plan for the future nows that are coming. Blueprint is necessary, yes. And we're going into a blueprint year. Anybody that's in a numerology, that's a 4 year. 4 is foundation. 4 is a building year. This is the year that we want to be willing to get our hands dirty. Put your hands in the earth, honey. You know, plant some seeds and water it with your attention so that you can get some growth. Water with your consistent attention, consistent action. And if there are some habits that you have that you know are working against you, that's not going to get you to your goal, either do away with them or replace them with something that is a better habit until you get to the behavior or pattern that is necessary to achieve your goal. If you feel like you need more help with that, to flush that idea out, come and see me. You can do one-on-one coaching sessions with me, or you can join PPU, which I highly recommend. Is, like, to me, the better choice, just because it's comprehensive. It covers everything. It's a holistic approach to success. We deal with the mental blocks, you know, and limiting beliefs. We also deal with actual tools that you go out into life and you use. This is not just talking. We go and use this stuff. Okay? We have field assignments. We go out and use these principles so that you see how they actually work. And it's not just knowledge that you're picking up, but applied knowledge, which becomes wisdom. And we also deal with your emotional traumas, because a lot of the times we don't realize that that is also a part of being able to achieve success in life. Got to deal with your inner stuff. Got to deal with your, as Trey just said, your blueprint. Are you operating from an outdated blueprint? Do you have thoughts about money that are blocking prosperity in your life? Filthy rich. Why money got to be dirty? You know what I'm saying? We pick up stuff along the way and you don't even think about it. You just spew it off like it's normal rhetoric, like it's normal that you hear it. But it could be just the thing that's blocking you from prosperity because you've got kind of a warped sense about what money means. Or maybe you picked up some things from your parents or your mother or father when they were worried and stressed about money. And so you're afraid of money, or you're afraid to handle it. Maybe somebody you knew, there was a guardian or whomever, didn't handle money very well. And so you don't even know what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could be carrying all kinds of outdated beliefs with us that could be posing a block, but until you go in there and you look and you unearth it, you dig it up, you take it up out the root, you don't even know it's there. It's just a weed that's been growing back there in the garden. Isn't that something? You're definitely getting closer to being able to do. I'm not sure what that pup, sis, what are you saying, Cameron? I'm sorry. Hey, LaShonda, welcome to the conversation. You feel me? There's a lot of us that are carrying outdated beliefs with us, and we wonder why we're not able to achieve success in certain areas. But until we stop, we pause and do some self-inventory, some self-surgery. Open up, open heart surgery if you need it. Open brain surgery if you need it, mindset. Okay, that's what's up, Karen. It would be my pleasure to welcome you to our family. Some of us need to do the surgery on ourselves. You don't even realize it's in there. And it could be just the thing that's in the way of you achieving what you want. The mental, the limiting belief, the block, the heart space that's blocked. We got to open that up. You may need to reparent yourself. Some of us didn't feel like we had the best parents. We may need to learn how to reparent ourselves. You can do it. It's going to be work, but ain't it worth it? Your quality of life gets to improve. And when you experience a better quality of life, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better about life. You're going to see life differently. Probably going to attract different opportunities and people. Because you're shifted, you're changed. Who's ready for that? We're not just going into a new year, we're going into a new decade. Use this new beginning. Use this new beginning. Okay, so hopefully you've written down what you want your future nows to look like in 2019. What about the next? And let me just tell you, if you really want to get gangster with it, break it down even more. Don't just say what I want to accomplish over 2019. What do I want to accomplish over the next month? Now break it down into months. Come on, tell me you're not going to get stuff done if you don't get this acute with your planning, this strategic, this particular with your planning. Not only do I want to accomplish this over the year, this is my overarching dreams for the year, but now what do I want to accomplish over the month? And then if you want to get even more gangster, do it weekly. This is how you take incremental steps to get to your goals. So now you know overall what you'd like to accomplish in the year. What would it take for you to do to get to those things? Okay, this is what I need to do every month. This is what I want to accomplish this month. This is what I'd like to accomplish next month. Then what do I need to do every week to get to that monthly goal that's going to get me to that yearly goal? Come on, y'all. Let's get it. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Beverly. Now that we got 2019 broke all the way down. And don't forget, I love to do to-do lists. That's daily. And if you want to get real gangster with that, say, okay, what 3 things could I accomplish personally in a day? And then what 3 things could I accomplish for business in a day? You do that every day. You tell me you're not going to get somewhere. Right. just doing that. And be consistent and follow through. Because you know follow through is a superpower. A lot of people talk a good game, but they don't follow through. Doesn't matter. You're probably brilliant. You probably got amazing ideas, but you do not follow through, and so nobody knows. You do not follow through, and so you don't get to pat yourself on the back. You do not follow through, and so you don't get to change your condition. Following through is a superpower. Who's ready to follow through in 2020? Who's ready to follow through over the next decade so that when you look back, you're like, wow. Wow. Look who I am. Look who I've become. Look at how I've shifted in my mindset. Look at how I've shifted in my physical body. Excuse me. Look at how I've shifted in my financial picture. Look at how I've shifted emotionally, spiritually. I'm living a better quality life because every day, every week, every month, every year, I took an incremental step. Sometimes we got to break it down to moments if you need to. This moment, what can I do? In this moment, what can I do? In this moment, what can I do? Keep chunking stuff down if you need to, so that the bigger goal isn't so overwhelming. Who's getting value from today's talk? Let's see what you're saying. Okay, I've been utilizing creative visualization lately. I'm going to continue that in 2020 because it's working. Vision is huge. It's paramount. You gotta see where you're going. What does it look like? Get a vision board if you need to. Get a vision book. Carry it around with you. Put pictures in there that remind you of where you're going, what you'd like to see come into your life, what you'd like to attract. What kind of relationship do you want? Put pictures that reflect the love that you'd like to see, that you'd like to experience. What's that home look like? What's that car look like? What are your children doing? Do you see graduations? Put the diploma on the board or in the vision book. Put smiles on the board to remind you of the happiness that you're moving towards. Put words that are going to trigger you to say, yes, that's me. And do something every day to get to those goals. There's no way you're not going to progress. Just got to be consistent. You got to be persistent. You got to be bacon, as we say at PPU. That's the name of my program. Being bacon. Because once a pig becomes bacon, then they're turning back from being bacon. A chicken can keep laying eggs and contributing to things. Once a pig becomes bacon, it has to make the ultimate sacrifice to become the result of bacon. Be bacon. There's a quote by Ernest Holmes, do until you demonstrate. Some of my dreams did not come to pass until decades later, 2 decades later. There are things I visualized in my early 20s that are now coming to fruition. And I fell off the wagon as far as that's what got me in that rut in 2011, because I stopped planting seeds. I stopped planting my vision and watering it with my attention. And then I was looking at a drought 10 years later and I was like, whoa. What did you do, Ro, that got you to where you are right now? And then what do you need to do to turn this around? And I got my vision back. And I started pouring into it every day. And I started watering it with my attention. And I started changing some habits that needed to change because they were working against me. I distanced myself from certain people and things so I could turn my life around. I treated it like I was going off to college. And I was leaving family and friends behind. I was still in communication with people, but I was really cocooning. Because I was like, I refuse to be unhappy. So what are we going to do here? Feel me? What do you want over the next 5 years, you guys? What do your future nows look like? What would you like to have accomplished in 5 years? Write it down. A new decade is upon us. Write it down. see what you're saying. Last night, my daughter had us share 8 things we learned about ourselves this year, and then 3 things we wanted to manifest for each other. It was deep. Bless up. I like that exercise. Everybody pick up Beverly's idea up. If you want to, try that with your family. How cool is that? Did you check out The Secret on Netflix? The Secret, the movie from back in 2006, I think. Girl, if I told you what my life was like after I watched The Secret over a month, every day, several times a day, because that's how serious I was before my life went. I know The Secret very well. And it took the destruction of things before I could see the building of things. Wow. I definitely am. You are affirming where I am. Bless up. Let's see. Yes. Oh, okay. That reminds me. Just like, in case anybody's interested, the next round of transformation at my online coaching school, Personal Power University. I can only take on a few students at a time. I'm very hands-on. We do group coaching as well as one-on-one when you need it. Powerful, powerful stuff. These are tools you can take with you for the rest of your life. I call it a vulnerable playground. A lot of us do not give ourselves this kind of gift, to go in and do the work we need to do in order to improve the conditions in our lives, to live more successfully, holistically, not just about acquiring things. Success is not just about acquiring things. How many people do we know with lots of things that are unhappy? It's not that. So if you're interested in getting that kind of support for your life, taking that kind of bold step for yourself, if you're interested in turning your situation around, if you're interested in going to the next level for yourself, come hang out with us. Put yes in the comments, and then I can reach out and we can see if we're a good fit or not. Starts on January 14th. Okay. Hey, Ro, how are you doing? Trust me, getting gangster on with your value today. I love it. Hey, William. I have created a vision board and I put a timeline next to each goal, 1 to 3 months to give myself accountability. Good, Lamar. Hey, Kevin, Lisa, welcome to the conversation. I'm doing my things now, but it could be better. Improve in certain spot. Write more. Okay, good, honey. Good. You skipped my comment. Uh-oh. Where was your comment? Didn't skip it, just didn't see it. Let's see. Okay. In 2019, I've removed not only thinking people will do what I do, expectations, and stop allowing things and feeling guilty if you don't. Okay. Get back to reading to fill me up and investing in my dreams instead of just saving and paying bills. Good for you. I know you've been making a lot of shifts, LaShonda. You've been making a lot of shifts. Just keep up the stellar work. The shift is upon you. The pivot is coming. Keep going. I hope that's the comment that you wanted me to see too. Oh, I know what I want in 5 years, and I'm working to it every day, even with some setbacks this year. So 2020, come on. Yes. Yes. For those of you who just joined us, this is Morning Talks with Ro. We've been having a really good conversation about reflecting over the past year, the past decade, and then how to prepare for our future nows moving forward. Brad says, washing all of the toxicity and negative spirits inside of me and becoming a prime example of reparenting myself. Yes, sir. Main goal for 2020 and the future. Yes, sir, Brad. And now we're connected, so let's get it. Any of you interested in joining PPU, write yes in the comments. We're going to be starting the next round of transformation on January 14th. Okay, so let's really quickly, let's go into some things that you can do to prepare, okay, to get you started, to take advantage of the next year and the next decade. Like we were talking about earlier, learning to look at things through a fresh pair of eyes, a fresh perspective. How many of us are carrying around our old belief systems and putting it on new experiences, fresh experiences, and so they don't get to change? People don't get to change. Circumstances don't get to look different in your eyes because you're carrying old thoughts and putting it on new situations. Or you may see something that looks like something you experienced in the past, and so you're allowing your old experience with that past thing to dictate what it means to you in the present moment. You're allowing that to stop you from seeing it through fresh eyes. So one of the things you can do to look at things through fresh eyes is to take the judgment off of things. Just allow them to be what they are. It is what it is. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not right. It's not wrong. Okay, we can judge it later. But just for a second, step away from judgment and just observe. And just by observing, taking the judgment off, what then does that situation or person mean now? What could it mean now? You really could give it the meaning you'd like to give it, to be honest. You could look at it for what it is and say, okay, that is what it is. And I'm going to receive that information like this. I choose to see it like this now. Maybe they don't mean what I thought they meant. Maybe they don't think what I thought. Stop making assumptions. It's another way to look at things through a fresh pair of eyes. Don't assume. And then another way to look at things with a fresh pair of eyes, don't take it personally. What if it's not even about you? What if you're taking something personally and it has nothing to do with you? Hello? Share this video if you feel it can help someone, you guys. What if it has nothing to do with you, but you're taking it on as if it does? And so that is skewing your ability to see things differently. That's stopping you from being able to see it with a fresh pair of eyes, from being able to experience it from a more open space in your heart. Right? Okay. Another thing that you can do to get started is to, I always talk about this, at least in school, at PPU, scrambling your pattern. You know, you may be used to doing things a certain way, and so you're just in a kind of a remote control behavior pattern. Do something opposite of what you might normally do to give yourself a fresh experience. Do something that would make you feel a bit foreign and take you out of your comfort zone. And see what new comes in. Because a lot of the times we're so stuck in patterns. You don't even remember that you're in a pattern. You don't even recognize that you're in a pattern. And so you keep responding to life the same way. You keep responding to people the same way. You keep responding to whatever happened to you the same way. And so it never gets to change. It never gets to shift. Scramble your pattern. Change it up. If you feel like you understand this concept, but you want to get more in depth with it and understand how to do that in your life specifically, come hang out with me. Do a one-on-one session with me. Or join PPU for the next round of transformation. Okay, build on a solid foundation. This is what next year is. If you're into numerology, they say this is a number for a year, 2020. Add the 2 and the 2. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 4, right? Foundational, 4 corners, foundation, good solid foundation. We got to build on something firm, right? A house that's not built on a solid foundation can crumble. If you don't have a good cement block laid, right, you might get a sinkhole. I don't know. If you don't put up the right wood beams in the right place, come on, the engineering, you might get the house to fall or cave in. If you don't build the roof right, we've got to build with a solid foundation. So that may mean changing some habits. It may mean, like we were talking about, changing how you see things, how you've been receiving information, how are you processing it, what needs to shift in the way that you see life, what needs to stretch in your perspective and how you see things so that you can let in a new experience. What books do you need to read? What mentor do you need to find? What videos can you be watching on a regular basis? What skill do you need to pick up for your dream? Or just to live the life that you'd like to live? Because it may not be about career. It may be about better relationships. What new skill do you need to learn in order to relate to people better? What new skill do you need to learn in order to reduce your anxiety if you have it? Let's build on a solid foundation. That's why I love the quote, the best project you'll ever work on is you. Right? Okay, and then challenge yourself, you guys. Boop. Challenge yourself to do something different. So, for example, I just did a course that I finished maybe a little over a month ago. And they were basically asking about a blind spot. They didn't say it like this, but this is my interpretation of it. They're like, where do you feel you need to improve? Right? And I'm like, you know what? I need to improve on my connection with other people. I know a lot of people, but I don't necessarily nurture those relationships. And I'm sure some of you have heard the quote, your network is your net worth. And I wasn't just talking about it from a professional standpoint. I mean, personally, too. I'm like, I could really do a better job of keeping in touch with my family a bit more, you know. I really could do a better job of all the cool people that I meet in life. And we have these great encounters and we exchange numbers. And then it's just like over. Go back and say hello. Go back and just let them know you're thinking about them. Go back and say, hey, let's go have a coffee or something, or what's going on in your life right now, or whatever. You never know, right? So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to challenge myself to reach out to this many people on every day. And I did it for a pretty significant amount of time, considering significant is relative to the person that's talking about it, right? Meaning what I think is significant, you may not think is significant, and vice versa. But I did that, and I opened up a lot more of my relationship channels. And then opportunity was coming in just from saying hello again. It was like, wow, how many of us have a gold mine that is untapped in your phone? How many of us, I call some family members, they're like, dang, that just made my day that you called. That's awesome. Now the energy just improved even more between that person and myself. Now their energy just improved even more for that day. And so there's a beautiful gift that you get to get just from doing something like that. You get to feel a certain way. And imagine if you keep doing that with other people and you do it consistently, how the energy in your life could shift. This is just one example of challenge yourself. That's what I did. Where in your life do you feel you need to make a shift? Where do you think you have a blind spot? Where do you think you could do better? And then what could you challenge yourself to do to improve that area? If you feel like you're not meeting people in a dating world, are you a hermit? You know, are you staying in the house and hoping that somebody finds you? Or are you getting out and about maybe every once in a while? Do you fear going and just matter of fact, go to a seminar that's going to help change your life. Who knows if you might meet somebody there? But have you not thought to do that? Or are you afraid to get out in a social setting and don't know what you're going to do with yourself, and so you just don't do it? Do it anyway. Challenge yourself. Scramble your pattern, right? We just talked about that. Try something new. Step outside of your box. Who's willing to challenge themselves? Come on, man. Where the hands at? Let me see some emoji hands. Who's willing to challenge themselves after we just, what we just talked about? Where do you feel you could improve something in your life? And then what could you do? Plan. Come on. All of this stuff comes together. What could you do that may be the opposite of what you would normally do to see some different results that you would like to see? What can you challenge yourself to do? Who could you challenge yourself to call or reach out to? What class could you finally sign up for? What course have you been avoiding? All right, Everett, I see your hand. Bless up. Who's willing to challenge themselves? This is where it's at, you guys. If you're looking for change, nobody can do it for you. You can get all the suggestions in the world. You can watch as many motivational videos as you'd like, but if you're not taking action, ain't nothing happening. So who's willing to challenge themselves? Who's willing to do something that's opposite of what you've been doing in order to get different results? Shanika, shout out. Good for you. Who's willing to do something different to get different results? Who's willing to not only crush 2020 in the most beautiful way, but to crush the next decade? And look back on today, this video, and say, wow, my growth. If you just joined the conversation, this is Morning Talks with Ro. We've had an exceptional conversation about the reflection over the last year, the last decade, and how to take advantage of 2020 and beyond. Definitely go back and watch the video to get a lot of these tips and just to hear the thoughts and to read the comments of the things that are going on. Bless up, Marquita. All right, Lamar. Who else is that? Beverly says it. Yes. Hey, Brian. Good for you guys. That's where it's at. We can talk till we blue in the face, but if you're not taking action, I don't know what you expect to change. Hey, Shirley. Good for you. Less procrastinating and being more productive, Jorday says. My problem is I wait for something to happen, waiting for it to come to me, knowing I need to get up and achieve it myself. Come on, go out and engage life. Go out and happen to life. A lot of us are waiting for life to happen to us. Life is like, I'm here for the taking. What are you doing? Go out and happen to life. There's the kicker. So what actions are you willing to take? What steps are you willing to take? What are you willing to do consistently until you see some results? Do until you demonstrate. Quote by Ernest Holmes. Could be 2 months, could be 2 years, could be 20 years. I am a living example of decades old dream finally coming to fruition. Some of the things I thought or I would see in my mind's eye are happening now. I wonder if I didn't stop watering my dreams with my attention when I hit that drought, where I would be. However, and I'm still grateful for what I went through because I'm a better version of myself because of it. It blessed me. It scared the crap out of me, but it blessed me. Okay? Take advantage of this downtime. Take advantage of your winters. We talk about that all the time. Don't you know, it's all, it comes down to perspective. How are you going to see it that's going to empower you, not disempower you, not make you more cynical, not make you feel defeated, not make you feel dejected? Who do you need to surround yourself with? Who's your circle? Who's in your circle? What are they doing? What are they saying? How do they think? How are they approaching life? What are they accomplishing or not accomplishing? Is it rubbing off on you? All right, y'all. I think I've talked enough. Whew. Hello? I don't even know how long we've been going. I hope you feel way more prepared than you were before you got on this conversation to go into 2020 and take advantage of an incredible year, an incredible new beginning, and to then take that momentum and let it propel you towards all the things you've wanted to experience over the decade. And sometimes your dreams will shift, and it may shift into something even more beautiful or even more meaningful or even more powerful than you anticipated. But enjoy the journey. There are lots of things I've accomplished along the way that I did not know were going to be something that I experienced. Yeah, I got bigger, I got dreams, but man, all the things that have come along the way. That's why that one quote is so powerful and cliche. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So many things can shift and change, but if you keep doing your best with you, what will life show you? Okay, I'm going to read this last thing and then I'm going to get out of here. All right, Brad says, to my entire PPU family, we have to remember that our thoughts don't belong to us. It belongs to the High Almighty. While we sit around talking about our dreams, it's the next individual that is already doing what we are thinking. All right, now, it's all about taking time and life extremely serious, even if you don't know what your dreams are and what you want to do out of life. What counts is you wake up every day and figure out what it is. Hello, Brad. Come on with the word today. Jorday says, going on my last comment, I believe 2020 will be the year everything will be in alignment for me and those I care about. Bless up from your lips to spirit's ears. I hope everybody has enjoyed this conversation. You're welcome, Shirley. And if you missed any of it, just go back and watch it and pick up whatever jewels you can. Don't forget to write that stuff down. Make it plain, make it clear, make it real. Plan, plan, plan. Take action, action, action. And then please, when you get your wins, come back and share them with me so that I can celebrate with you. If you are interested in joining the next round of transformation at Personal Power University, write yes in the comments. I will reach out to you in a private message. We'll see if we're a good fit and hit the ground running when we get to 2020. Okay? Happy New Year, everybody. Happy new decade. Happy new you. Until next time.